Good morning, everyone. I've had a couple requests from some of my friends to do a makeup tutorial, so I thought I would do that this morning since I don't have anything else to do and I'm not real keen about being on camera without any makeup on. I don't even walk to the mailbox without makeup on. I'm almost 43 years old. I have very dark circles under my eyes that I always try to conceal. I don't know if it's a vitamin deficiency, if it's my thyroid condition, or just because I'm tired all the time. So let's get started. I've already washed my face and put my moisturizer on, so these are my next steps. First thing I'm going to use is this Arbonne primer. I'm an Arbonne consultant, a non-business building at the moment, so I get a good discount on these products, and I have to say, price-wise, this is a very good deal. I'll put my consultant ID number in the comments box in case you're interested in possibly getting a discount for yourself, but I really like this, so this is my first step. A little bit, about that much. And it feels a little greasy when you first put it on, but it doesn't stay that way. So I put it on my neck, all over here. And then my next step is my concealer. Excuse my reach. I use this Physicians Formula Concealer, Yellow and Light Protecting Concealer Duo. I happened to buy quite a few of these when I had coupons, and I really like it. I use the yellow one for my dark circles because, yellow hides purple and dark, and green will cover red, but I don't have a lot of red. So I just dab it under my eye, and I use my ring finger because it's the weakest finger, so you don't tug and pull at your under eye, which is really delicate. So I just pat this on, and then I just read that if you take your concealer down into like a little bit of a V, it brings everything up and lightens your face a little bit. So I've been doing that, and I've been real happy with it. Now my dark circles won't cover all the way because they're just so dark. Then I take the beige side of the concealer and I just put it on my eyelid, kind of like an eyeshadow primer. Even though I already have the primer on, I just do this because, I don't know, I've always done it. There we go. The primer also helps make my concealer glide on a lot easier. You don't really want to tug and pull around the skin on your eyes. That's how you get wrinkles. Wrinkles are not our friend. So there we go. I usually spend a lot of time with the concealer because I just totally hate my dark circles. But what are you gonna do? Drink more water, I guess. So that's that step. And then I use this product. It's a Palladia Rice Powder Dual Wet and Dry Foundation. And I was very fortunate to find this at a makeup supply house that was going out of business, and I got them 75% off. So I bought every one they had in the color that I like. I have to go online and see if I can still get these because this has really been great. I don't use it wet, I use it dry. And I kind of just put it all over first. Usually in an upward motion, up, always go up on your skin. A little bit on my eyes, forehead, always on the neck. And then I just blend it with a puff that came with it. I know I make such attractive faces when I put my makeup on. Okay, so once that step is done, then I take a big fluffy brush. I have these Arbonne brushes. They come in this case. These are the old style. The new ones have black handles. And I have to say that these are the best brushes I've ever used. And I used to do people's makeup for weddings and proms and things like that. And these are really, really great brushes. They wash really well. So then I just fluff, just get some excess off, like that. You can only get these brushes if you are a preferred client or a consultant. It's in the business building spot, but they're really inexpensive. I don't think you get the discount on these, but still for what you get, it's a good price. Then I take the Arbonne bronzer. This is the new one. I like the Arbonne bronzer because it doesn't have a lot of sparkle and shimmer and glitter, and at my age you don't want to be doing a lot of shimmer and glitter, and yeah, it's just not cute. You look like you're trying to be your daughter. So I take just a little tiny bit on the brush, I don't know if you can see that, and I go right under here, kind of as a shadow to get rid of the double chin, just like that. I don't do a lot of highlighting and contouring because why? Pick a little bit more, and I go right under my cheekbone and add just a little bit because I have such a round moon pie face, as I tell everybody. It just kind of sucks you in a little bit. So just like that, and then a little bit more for all over. Not a lot because you don't want that orange snooky look. And I just kind of highlight where the sun would catch me normally. On the nose, on the chin, on the forehead. And I think that the powder I'm using is a little too light for my skin, so this kind of helps tone me. And plus it's summer, so I'll probably, hopefully, be getting a tan. But I'm very good about using sunscreen on my face. Because makeup doesn't look good if the palette is messed up. So take care of your skin. Always use a sunscreen on your face, on your décolleté, right down here below your neck, because this shows your face could be gorgeous, but if you haven't taken care of this skin, this will show your age. And also your hands. Make sure you put lotion on your hands with the SPF. Hands and décolleté will give away your age, even if your face is perfect and sucked back from a facelift. So next, blush. I also got these Palladia blushes at the same store that was closing down. I think I paid 75 cents a piece for these. I'm not really a makeup snob. Whatever is inexpensive and I think will look good. And these actually last really well for what I paid. And I really try to make my makeup look natural because I think the older you get, the more important it is not to wear a lot of makeup because I think it ages you. So now I'm just going to go right here on my cheekbone and back, making sure I blend in that line right there because you don't want that harsh line of bronzer. This one's really light, very natural. I have a darker one that I use when I want a little bit more makeup. And I think I'm just cleaning house and getting organized today, so I don't need a lot of makeup. And my husband happens to be home most of the day because that's his job. So I always put makeup on. I always want to look nice when he's home. I've been married 25 years. And I just think it's important to take care of yourself and let your husband know that you love him enough to look good. Men are very visual, so that's very important. So I think today I'll use my Arbonne palette. I've had this for a while. The new one is a little different, but it has, when I was doing everyone's makeup and stuff, I invested in the full line of makeup. Can you see that? So the good thing about Arbonne is you may think that it's expensive, but the colors are so intense, like they're just full of color, that you use way less. I have done like comparisons with Clinique and like CoverGirl I got on coupons, and Arbonne is more color intense and it lasts longer and it'll last all day. So I'm going to use a little bit of pink. This is Petal Pink. I'm not sure if they still have it. And then a little bit of this shimmer. So what I've used are this color and this color. It's real shimmery, I don't know if you can see. And I'm going to do my whole eye with those two colors. And I just do the whole thing. It's very light, very natural. I have more pink tones in my skin, so I tend to use pinks for my natural makeup color. I'm just going to do the other eye. And it's all over. Oh no, brain science. Then I'm going to take a little bit of the shimmer color and go right here on my brow bone. Just lightens up my face. Looks like I need a wax. And then just a little bit more right here where my tear ducts are, and bring it down just a little bit. With my dark circles, I just think this brightens up my eye a little bit. I have hazel eyes, so I try not to use a navy blue eyeshadow. I think navy blue on hazel eyes makes you look tired. So I always use grays and blacks when I do this. Sometimes I use a dark brown, depending on what's handy and close. So that's it. That's my, that doesn't really look like much. Now I'm going to do a contour, and I'm going to use a gray. Now, I have started to hood. See, my eyes are starting to flop over a little bit. Hopefully I can get that fixed at some point. So when I put my contour on, I have to be kind of careful. I go right in my crease, a little bit inset from the side of my eye, and then I bring it up. Now I bring it up a little bit higher than I normally would, because when my eye opens and it's hooded, you don't see, you see how when I do that? You won't see all that. So it's important to know your face and practice. The worst thing I think for women my age is they just do the same thing every single day. They don't experiment, they don't try new things. I've always been into makeup, so I've always really liked trying new things. So that's that. You can see it's not real dark, and I'll just do the other eye, same way. I try not to make it too dark down in here. I like the darkness to come out the sides. I hope you can see that. But it's very subtle. It's not real dark. It just gives you a little bit of contour. And right there. So I still kind of look pale and pasty. My friends call me Snow White because of my dark hair and my very pale skin. Which I kind of like that. I don't mind being called Snow White. She is the princess that started it all. So now I'm going to use a black eyeliner. I really like, where is it? It's in here somewhere, I just saw it. This CoverGirl eyeliner. Can you see that? It's a Liquiline Blast. And what I like about this is it has a little bit more oil in the liner than a lot of other products. So it goes on a lot smoother. And when your eyes are kind of tissuey and they move around a lot, they're not nice and tight like young skin, you don't want something really dry, because then it tugs and pulls and it doesn't really fill in. So I go right under my eye from the corner, very light, not a lot. That's about it for under my eye. And I always wear eyeliner. I think it's the frame along with mascara. So I start a little thicker here and move in and make it a little thinner. Barely touching under eye. So that's my under eye. The lighting in here is not the best, but what are you going to do? Then I start on the top, just a little inset from the corner of my eye. And I'm going to make it thicker, same thing, thicker here and thinner here. It's a little hard to do this when I'm not real close to the mirror. So now from the bottom, I'm going to just bring this up just a little tiny bit to make that little wing. Now, again, I have to bring my wing up a little higher because my eyes, when I open them like that, the hood kind of covers it. So I bring it up a little farther than I normally would if I had nice young skin. And then I just make a triangle like that. Can you see that? And then I'm just going to fill that in. Now, I don't worry about it being completely perfect and nice and straight, because I'm going to go over this with an eyeshadow to kind of set it. So there's the eyeliner in that eye. Now I'm going to just do the other one. I'm going to make my little wing first. Dark, then barely light. You can see it's not perfect. It's not, it just is what it is. So there's my eyeliner. Now I'm going to take the little smudgy, oops, put the red on, this little smudgy end right here, and then I'm just going to smudge it a little bit. I think blending and shading is the most important part of doing your makeup, because if it's really harsh and garish, you have hard lines, it's just not cute. So I'm just smudging it in a little bit, both sides. I know, thrilling. Now I'm going to take the same gray eyeshadow I used with my eyeliner brush. This is my favorite brush. Nice and angled, and it's got stiff bristles. I'm just going to dip it in the eyeshadow, not a lot, just a little bit, and then I'm going to go right over that eyeliner. And then this just kind of smooths out the black. I'm going to go under my eye, just like that. So that's that eye. This has a little bit more shimmer in it than I would normally use, but it's handy. So, same thing, just lightly, not a lot of color. That's what's good about the Arbonne eyeshadows. You can just use a little tiny bit. So that is pretty much what I do with the eyes. And then I'm just going to take that big fluffy brush again, this big one, and, you know, get off any of the excess. Now for mascara. Where is my mascara? I love Maybelline mascara. I've used it since I was, I don't know, 15 years old. I sometimes buy the one with the green top. I sometimes buy this one. I like the curved brush of this one. If you put nothing else on to leave the house, I say you put a powder on to even out your skin tone, a mascara, and a lip gloss. I think the mascara frames your eyes and always gives you a little bit more lift. So I think mascara is a must. I wear mascara and lip gloss to the gym, and that's it. I do put concealer on because those dark circles are awful. So I'm just going as close to my eye as I can and pulling up. Close. And you can close your eye on your wand if you're like mascara skittish. Just set it as close to the lid as you can, and then just close your eye, and it'll coat your eyelash. I always try to pull my eyelashes out to the side to give me more of a cat eye look. I just think that's pretty. I used to have really long eyelashes. I don't know what happened. Oh, I do. I got old. That's what happened. So, just do the other eye. I'll probably go back and fix this when I'm finished filming, because putting mascara on is not the most thrilling thing to watch somebody do. Now when you do your bottom, just lightly coat your eyelashes with the wand. Look, I got a mess right there. Did you know that a Mother's Spit is the same formula as Windex or 409? No, I'm kidding, but there, took that little black mark right away. And I got a new one. Oh, isn't that lovely? Look at that. But don't worry, just take a Q-tip, put a little water on it, and then wipe it away. All gone. I'll probably go back in with some powder just to make sure that that's set. So there, I fixed it. I used to do my daughter's makeup for cheerleading, and it was always awful glitter, hot mess stuff for the stage. And I would have Q-tips, and I'd say, stick out your tongue. And I'd put this on her tongue and wipe her face, because she certainly did not want my spit on her skin. Because normally we weren't near a sink. We were usually in an auditorium putting on hot mess makeup. So that's my mascara. Big thrill. Now, I like to put a lipstick on in the morning and then just highlight with gloss for the rest of the day. I'm not a big sticky lipstick person. Plus, my husband doesn't like to kiss me when I have sticky lips. So I'd much rather get kisses from my husband than wear lip gloss. So I was lucky enough to find this palette. I have this palette. It's called Bodyography, and I also got this at the closing of that makeup store. So I'm going to use my lip brush from my Arbonne brushes. I don't like the brush that came with it. And I'm just going to use kind of a natural color and just put it on. I don't do lip liner. I think it's too harsh. So just a little bit of lip gloss. Actually, I think this is a lipstick palette because it's a little more goopy. And I'm going to use a little bit of this clear gloss. It has a little bit of glitter in it, and this is also Bodyography. I got it the same day with all the other good deals I got. And I'm just going to use a little tiny bit of this over so that is my makeup routine. Like I said, the lighting in here is